All right, this morning I want to talk a little bit about, I guess, slavery, and I try to expand a little bit on the civil rights, since it's getting close to the Martin Luther King birthday. But mainly there was a lot of blacks that was involved, not necessarily in the slave trade, but in the slave ownership. So, but I guess after slavery, I guess a lot of blacks, they wanted to distance themselves from being associated with slavery, since there was a large number of black slaves that was involved. And then also it was a lot of white slaves too. But I think that they came to some, I guess, reasoning, probably a logical reason, to try to just blame the whites, which a large number of white slaves were large number of whites were slaves also. So I guess they didn't want to necessarily, especially since it wasn't a real small amount of slave owners or black slave owners, but it was enough. It was like, I think it was about 100,000 or so. And a large number of those was in the city of New Orleans. So I guess when, all the big politicians, use the word politicians, but the people, the elite, got together, they said, hey, let's try to, sweep this under the rug that blacks owned slaves, and that they had anything to do with slave ownership or the selling of slaves. I think a lot of the history books don't really get involved in that much. I guess it's too controversial. And a lot of people, a lot of the families of the slave owners, they don't want to be associated with that, to have their name, their family associated with that. So it was a kind of an agreement to, try to keep the blacks that was involved in slavery out of the conversation, as far as being slave owners or even slave traders.